Hello and welcome to another movie review here on my channel. We're going to look at Inside Out, one of the latest Pixar animated movies that they essentially have released. So let's start. Inside Out is essentially about the story of a girl named Riley and the emotions that is in her mind. You remember correctly, happiness, sadness, anger, anxiety, and disgust, or something similar to that. These are the 5 emotions that is controlling her emotions, essentially, to different things about in her life. Every time something happens in their life, some type of crystal ball is created with a color which depicts basically how she will remember that moment, essentially. Yellow is happiness, blue is sadness, red is anger, purple or pink is essentially anxiety or whatever it's called, and green is disgust. Beginning of your life, this character Riley, we start off with seeing her being born, and you see happiness, essentially the first memory being happiness. We follow her all the way to early teenage years, essentially, when she suddenly moves to from Minnesota to California, to essentially San Francisco. This starts a domino effect, which essentially breaks down from her happiness falling. She isn't as happy as she was before, and happiness, that is one of the emotions, doesn't like that and trying to make it more happy, every moment more happy, but it doesn't succeed that much because for some reason when sadness touch the crystal balls, they change emotions, essentially. That is one of the things I don't really understand 100% correctly, but it gives essentially the story of, I don't know, it makes it somewhat more interesting, essentially, but even if it isn't that much explained, it essentially gives more of a plot to the storyline. Because of this, they're trying to put sadness away for a little bit moment from the control board, which essentially is a big board where all of the emotions basically control Riley and her feelings. But of course, as I said, it is started to go down. For the first, in the storyline we also have core memories, which essentially big memories that essentially form you as a person. Until she moves to San Francisco, these have been happy memories. But when she comes to San Francisco, the first time a sad core memory gets created. Happiness doesn't want that, she tries to throw it away. When she does that, she and sadness get thrown out to the brain, where they essentially store all of the memories. And this is kind of a neat environmental part of the movie. It is just really fun to see and how they erase all memories that isn't necessary anymore, and yeah, it's just interesting. Now they basically need to get back to the headquarters, that they call them, which is essentially there the board is. But because happiness and sadness isn't in the headquarters, only anger, disgust and anxiety or whatever it is is the only emotion she can feel. And because of that, some stuff actually happens. She gets angry at her parents for many times. In the end, they essentially want to make her happy, so they take a idea, a bulb, essentially a light bulb, which is kind of neat idea, which basically gives her the idea to actually run away from home, or yeah, something like that. Happiness is trying to get back. After a while, they succeed with the help of one of Riley's old imaginary friends, which actually sacrifices themselves, which is actually a sad moment in the movie, to essentially get happiness back up to the memory storage, essentially, because they accidentally falls down to the part of the brain that essentially is, I call it the gray zone, because when a memory falls down there, it gets erased forever. But having got back home, she takes Sanus and goes back to the headquarters and tries to save what they can actually save. But when it comes there, Happiness gives Sanus the moment she always were meant to have, essentially. And for the first time, Riley gets a happy, sad core memory, which is the first time that the emotions have mixed together into a memory. And let me see. Afterward, that they get a new board, and one button essentially says puberty. That is essentially, and they joke about it, what is puberty, and that is how it ends. This movie is amazing, in my opinion. I actually got emotional for this one. I actually laughed. I loved the storyline. Everything about this movie was beautiful and enjoyable. Of course, as I said, it was the only thing that I didn't understand was the thing that if one touched another bulbs, it changes color or emotion. I don't understand that, but anyway, it doesn't break the movie essentially, but it's one thing I don't really 100% understand. But anyway. The environments is essentially really good. You see San Francisco from Pixar's animation, which is kind of fun and interesting. You see the brain, how they imagine it, essentially, which is essentially different cities, worlds that these girl Riley have imagined, or that have been created because of her, personality she has. And it's kind of interesting and really fun to watch. It is colorful, it is child friendly, it is, of course, it has its dark moments. I really like when movies have the dark moments, even if they are children's movies. As I said when I talked about the story, that the imaginary friend, which is essentially save happiness and sacrifice himself. That is a sad moment and a dark moment that makes the movie even greater, in my opinion. You need to have some dark moments in movies to actually give your storyline some depth, in my opinion. If it doesn't have those kind of storylines, it can sometimes feel a little bit flatlined. But anyway, I love this movie. It is really good. One of the best Pixar I've ever done. Maybe even the best. I really love this movie. It's the first Pixar movie I've seen since, I don't know, Cars 2 maybe. Yeah, bad movie to end up. But anyway, the rating for this movie will be a complete 10 out of 10. I love this movie. Even if I have a little bit problem about that emotion changing, I really love the characters, I love the acting, I love the colorful world, I love the imagination that this world have, I like the environments, the effects, animation, everything is good in this movie, in my opinion, except for some nitpicking parts, but anyway, I love it. And of course, there's something that you can have done a little bit better, but I will not go into those because I think this video will be too long because of it. But I deeply recommend this movie if you love Pixar and if you love animated movies. And that's all for today, folks. This essentially will maybe be my final review on this channel for movies. I may do some other review shows in the future, but at the moment this will be the final episode of this series. So hope to see you next time in another video series, and bye.